What is up, everybody? It is Shane and Jocelyn from flippedlifestyle.com here. And we hope that we are broadcasting. We have had some ridiculous technical difficulties in the last few minutes. And the original YouTube broadcast did not work. It totally broke down. And then I tried to change the video embed on the webinar page at flippedlifestyle.com/webinar. So, we're going to check this real quick. And it looks like we are broadcasting, but that could change at any minute because, hey, you never know. Nothing's predictable. Everything worked earlier today. And when you sit there and broadcast. So let me go through real quick how this all works. If you are watching on flippedlifestyle.com/webinar, you need to scroll down to the chat box. There is a chat box right below the video. And click on that and sign into it. You can sign into it with Facebook. You can sign into it with Twitter. You can even sign up to it just on the regular account. And that's where you're going to be talking to us tonight. We're going to be taking questions live from the chat. And hopefully nothing else will break. And on top of that, Jocelyn just came downstairs. She might look a little perturbed because our children have not been behaving. They are still awake as far as we know. And could maybe wander in here at any moment. If you're watching on YouTube at the YouTube link, we sent out a backup link as well. I am going to have that open so that if you need to ask a question, I'll have that chat open later. Looks like we've got a bunch of people there as well as. So who you are, what your name is, where you're from. We'd love to hear from you as we get into tonight's little presentation. We are going to open up a Q&A for all y'all. We want to welcome you to our home. You're in Flipped Lifestyle World Headquarters right now, which we call our dining room. So this is our dining room. And we want to put on this presentation. It's a new training that we've been working on for people who are just getting into online business, or maybe they just tried to start an internet business and they can't quite get it to work. We call it Online Business 101, how to start an internet business. We know that starting an internet business can be very hard. It can be very overwhelming. We've been there. It was a long time ago. We got started back in 2012. There's so much to learn: websites, social media, marketing, and it's hard to know where to even begin. A lot of people say that to us. They say, hey, where do I even start? I don't know what to do. I have this idea. I'm about to knock over my coffee. I have this idea, but I don't know where to begin. I don't know what to do. So that's why we are doing this training. That's why we are doing this Q&A. We usually only do Q&As for our Flip Your Life community members, but we really wanted to do this one publicly so that we could get this information out there and help you understand how to start an internet business, help you make money online, and help you build a better life for your family. So, all right, let's do a real quick sound check again, because once again, technical difficulties out the wazoo tonight. So if you are on the broadcast right now, if you could let us know in the chat room if you can see us and hear us. And Jocelyn, how does the little thing work where they can pop up the chat up by the video?
Down at the bottom, if you go to flippedlifestyle.com/webinar, there's a chat box at the bottom, and you just click on those two little rectangles up in the top right, and it'll pop out into its own little box.
Okay. We've got some people logged into that chat room. We've like 40 or 50 people over on YouTube. I do have the chat room open. Dan says looking and sounding good. Kenny says I can see and hear. Once again, if you are on YouTube, it would probably be better if you go to flippedlifestyle.com/webinar for chat, but I do have them both open. So you can ask questions here or there. It doesn't matter. Just type those in. Jocelyn is not on the YouTube chat. She is over at flippedlifestyle.com/webinar. And that's where she will be chatting and taking questions as we go along through the presentation. All right. So tonight, what's going to be in the presentation? What are you guys going to learn tonight? Number one, you're going to learn how to start an internet business with your ideas, your talents, your experience. We want to make sure that we always push this back to you guys and let you know that it's your ideas that are going to make this happen. Your idea is valid, and you can turn it into an internet business if you get started and try. Number two, we're going to teach you how to be confident idea will make money online. That's what a lot of people say to us when they first get started is, well, how do I know that my idea can make money? Some other people make money doing different things, but how do I know my idea will actually make money. So we're going to talk about how to know that. And then we're going to open the floor up for any questions you have, because we just want to give you a nice overview. We have a 7-step process here for you to get started with your internet business. But we want to open it up to make sure that we're serving you tonight and that we know exactly what you need for that to go. Okay. So if everybody can hear me and everybody can see me, type yes in either chat, YouTube or flippedlifestyle.com/webinar. And are we getting some people coming through over there? Yep. All right. That chat room's filling up now.
Yeah,
Good.
I think so.
Okay. So Jocelyn is going to be hanging out mostly in the chat. I'll be talking and she'll be chiming in. So if you have questions, somebody loves your shirt, by the way. Bless your heart.
Thank you. Can anybody hear me? Because I'm not super loud.
Yeah. Make sure you can hear Jocelyn too. So, because I'm way louder than she. I've actually got the microphone pointed toward away from me to make me be a little bit quieter. So, and this is the camera we're going to use tonight, Jocelyn. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Everybody's yes. Everybody's excited. Okay. All right. Let's get into this here. Now, some of you may not know who me and Jocelyn are. If you do know who we are, bear with us for a minute while we introduce ourselves to these other people. We are Shane and Jocelyn Sams from flippedlifestyle.com. We are former school teachers. We have been in online business since about 2012. And when we started our internet business in 2012, I was a history teacher. Jocelyn was a librarian. And in just a few short months, we were able to replace our income with the money we made online. We were able to quit our full-time jobs. We quit our jobs on September 27th of 2013. I'll never forget that day. And since then, we have made millions of dollars on the internet in sales and memberships. We even sold a business for a 7-figure sale. So we have done it all. We have seen it all. And we have made a lot of money on the internet in the past few years. We have been featured in Forbes, Business Insider, dozens of other media outlets. If you go search for Shane and Jocelyn, you'll find us. We're out there. We've been on prestigious podcasts like The Smart Passive Income with Pat Flynn twice and Entrepreneur on Fire with John Lee Dumas twice. And more importantly to us than any of those accolades that we've accomplished or any of the money we've made or anything that we've done for ourselves, we have helped thousands of real people find success in their online business. We've been doing this, teaching online business, teaching internet business since 2014 through our weekly Flipped Lifestyle podcast inside of our Flip Your Life community. And our community is packed with family-focused entrepreneurs just like you. We have members in over 30 countries and all 50 U.S. states. So this is not our first rodeo, y'all. So y'all need to pay attention to what we're doing tonight, what we're going to tell you, so that you can start one as well.
What you didn't mention is we're also Kentuckians. So
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
I'm getting to that. Yeah. Because I know some people are like, who are these country hillbillies that I've stumbled across on YouTube tonight?
Well, bless your heart.
Bless your hearts if you don't know who we are and where we're from. Okay.
You'll know.
But like Jocelyn said, we are not normal internet gurus. What we teach is very different than anyone else you've heard. All of our information is based on real world experience that actually works. So you might want to forget all that nonsense that all these other gurus are preaching to you, and it's not your fault that you've been sucked into all that noise and misinformation, but out there that's shouted by people that just really don't understand what real life is all about. Like Jocelyn and I literally, before this broadcast started, we're chasing our kids back into bed because they would not go to sleep. Okay.
There's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee they're asleep right now. Absolutely not. Total crapshoot right now. My dogs were barking at the wind a minute ago. Like, we're real people. This is real life. We're not the, single person who's roaming around Asia living on $6 a day with no personal responsibilities or anybody else to keep alive besides themselves. And we're not the dude that stands in front of his Airbnb washing his little rented luxury cars. We're not the random millennial dude riding his bike through the desert. Sorry, millennials. We're not millennials, okay? We're that middle generation in between them and Gen X. So we're not
AKA old.
AKA we're the old people. I turned 40 this year. So, we're not that guy, and we're not the people who are walking into, buying a Bentley and leasing a car. We're not doing that. So we're like you guys. When we started, we were both working full time. When we started our internet business, we were parents raising 2 small children. I think
very small.
Yeah, Isaac was 3, and I think that Anna Joe was 18. We started our internet business, and it was that weird kind of paycheck that you get paid on Friday and it runs out on Thursday. If you could ever relate to that, put that in the comments over in the chat room, right? And We were stressed out when we started. We were pressed for time when we started. We had debt when we started. We were just real people with real dreams for our family, and we made our dreams happen because of our internet business. And that's why we know that you can do it too, because we did it through all of that. We've seen hundreds of people in our Flip Your Life community do it through all of that. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about them later. So we know that you can do this too. Okay. All right. A couple more notes real quick. This is a PG show, y'all. You know, this is PG, not Gary V, if you know what I'm saying. So there's not going to be any F-bombs coming from us. No SHITs, no words with stars and all that. So keep the chat room clean. This is a family show. Like we said, kids may walk in at any minute. So this PG show. We are Southern. We're from Kentucky. And I'll say all kinds of funny things. It's going to make most of you laugh at me tonight, but that's okay. You know, you just have to remember, don't confuse dialect for intellect, because if you judge us by our dialect, you're going to miss something really important, because we know how to start an internet business. And this is a very casual conversation. I did not make a fancy PowerPoint or slides to impress you guys. I'm sorry. You're sitting at our kitchen table. We're going to tell you how to do this, so take notes. If you want to walk around and listen while we're doing it, if you want to talk to Jocelyn in this chat room, you want to ask questions as you go, do that. We'll get to those in our Q&A session. But we're different. We're family focused, real entrepreneurs. We want to work less, live more. And we want to help you do the same. Okay. All right. So if you're a real person and you got kids and you're living paycheck to paycheck, but you want to start an internet business to get away from that, and you know you're just sick of all this nonsense that all these gurus are throwing at you, tell me you're ready to go in the chat one more time. Just say, I'm ready to go. I'm a real person. Let's do this. And we okay. We got that room. We got about 62 people over here. Got a bunch of people in this chat room. A lot of people watching and not logged in. We want to make sure you're logged in for the chat. Ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. We got a lot of people ready to go.
If you're not chatting with us, you can head over to fliplifestyle.com/webinar, and that is where I'm chatting right now.
All right. Got a lot of people on YouTube saying good to go, loud and clear. See you guys over there too. I'm keeping an eye on that. I won't be able to chat during the presentation, but I'll get to you during the Q&A, okay? All right. All right. So if you're taking notes, this is where y'all need to start taking notes. Here we go. All right. I'm drinking coffee. It's 9 o'clock at night, and I'm pretty wild and jacked up right now. So it's going to be awesome. Move it over again. You be on coffee patrol and keep me clean here. Okay.
I'm on coffee watch.
All right. Jocelyn's going to, she's talking to you guys in the chat. So ask questions in the chat, and I'm going to start the presentation. All right. All right. There's 3 things that we got to talk about tonight. We got to talk about the why. We've got to talk about the what, and we got to talk about the how. Okay. First thing to look at is, why do you want to start an internet business? Because everything we do starts with why. All right. And I've got 3 reasons here why you want to start an internet business. Okay. Whatever you came in here with, these are the reasons you want to. This is our 2020 hindsight telling you why you need to do this. Okay. Number 1, when you work for yourself and you're making money online and you start an internet business, you take control of your income. Right? I'm sure most of the people right now are working for other people who are watching this show, this video. You're working for other people. You're relying on a single source of income, and you feel like it's safe. You feel like you got your job. You go to work every Monday. Seems like nothing's rocking the boat. But we had some experiences that happened to us that made us realize that going to work for one person, going to work for someone else, is the most dangerous thing that you can do to control your income. School teachers, that's one of the safest jobs you can ever have. When we started out, I was the head football coach at a high school in Western Kentucky, teaching history. Jocelyn was working at another school, and we thought everything was safe. I was getting ready to get tenure. This was back in the Great Recession. That's when we started our business, was right after the financial crisis. And, between 2008 and 2012, and everybody around us was losing their job, but we thought we've got a job. We got a job. It's safe, right? But then out of nowhere, the school district, a bunch of voters decided they were going to consolidate the 2 high schools. Well, guess what happened? When you go from 2 high schools to 1 high school, you don't need a football coach. You don't need another history teacher. You need 1. You don't need 2. So guess who got the short end of the stick? Me. I got fired. I totally lost my job. I did not have a job anymore. They hired the other guy. And just like that, our single source of income was gone. And the same thing could happen to you at your work. You're paying the bills. How do you know that they're not in debt? How do you know that they're not going to replace you with somebody else who's younger and fresh out of college that they can hire cheaper? None of us know that. We don't know what's going to happen. And if you only have one source of income that you don't control, you control going to work, but you don't control what that boss is going to do, then you're living dangerous. Okay. So we think that internet business is safer. Like Jocelyn and I have, thousands of customers from all over the world. If 100 of them decide they're not going to pay us next month, well, guess what? There's thousands more that will. Okay. So it's much safer to be selling stuff online to many different customers where you have many sources of income. Jocelyn and I have more than one website that makes money for us, right? We don't just do Flip Lifestyle. We're in the trenches every day. We have other businesses in education and other places that are making money too. So we have multiple sources of income. It's much safer. And that's a great reason why you want to start an internet business. Number two is to money, but you really need to take control of your time, because your time is your life. And when you trade 50 hours a week of your life away so that you can go to work, that's not good. You're giving up your life. And many of us don't even realize it. This came to our attention in a really tragic event in our life and in our parenting. When we were both school teachers, we did what a lot of people do. We had our kids in daycare. Well, we found out that the daycare where we were sending our son Isaac, him and Anna were at two different schools, they were mistreating him very badly. They were actually punishing him by locking him, this 3-year-old little boy, in a dark bathroom for 4 and 5 hours at a time. They were punishing him for having accidents or, not potty training correctly. And we didn't know about this for months and months and months. But the day I found out that this was happening, I went to my boss and I said, here's what's happened. I've got to leave. I've got to get out of here. My boss, and maybe you have a great boss, maybe you have a good boss, but this boss in particular said, I know your son needs you, but your job needs you too, and you'll have to handle your personal problems after work. And it was at that moment that I realized when you go to work for someone else, guys, you are signing a contract that signs part of your life away and control of that. You've got to be somewhere from certain hour to certain hour. You can't eat until they tell you. You can't go to the bathroom sometimes until they tell you. But with an internet business, you have total control of your life. Jocelyn and I, as long as we got this machine right here and that machine right here, we can go work. We can work. Be in car. We just drove down to Knoxville the other day to spend a day together, and on the way there and back, we did work in the car. We're doing work right here at our kitchen table. Starting an internet business gives you control of your life back, your time back, so that you don't have to deal with anybody else's schedule. Okay. And the third reason is unlimited income potential. When you get a job and you start climbing the ladder, you can get raises, but you're kind of on railroad tracks. When Jocelyn and I were in the school system, what was it, like a 3% raise every year or something like that? Like cost of living. I don't even think
it was that much.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like you just barely incrementally went up. And, if you went back to school and got your degree, they'd give you a little more money. And if you became a principal someday, you get maybe a little more money. But you were definitely capped,
It's even when I worked in corporate, like you could move to a different job position, but unless you were going to own the company, you were pretty much topped out at vice president, whatever you were.
You got a ceiling, right? There are no ceilings in internet business. Our entire principles of internet business was based on a formula that I came up with in the car, where I told Jocelyn, hey, what if I could get 100 people to give us $50 a month? And I didn't have an idea. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I just said, hey, what if we could get 50 people to give us $100 a month? That would be $5,000. Or what if we get 100 people to give us $50? That'd be 5,000. Well, when we got there, when we actually made that much money, we said, what if we could get 200 people to give us $50 a month? And we did. Now we're making $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year. And it just kept climbing until one month we made like $144,000 in a single month. There is no potential on the internet because your customer base is the world. You have 4 billion people connected to the internet. You've just got to go find your 1,000 that will send you $50 a month, and you can make as much money as you want to.
Clarification: there's no limit to the potential. You said there's no potential.
There's no limit to the potential. There's no potential to the limit. Is what I'm talking about.
If there were no potential,
I said, with all the problems that we had before this, Jocelyn, it's lucky I'm drinking coffee and not stuff back in that cabinet. Okay. So yeah, there's no limit to the potential of money that you can make online. And that's the third reason. So one, to control your income. All right. You don't want to leave your family out in the cold. In our hometown, we had 189 railroaders laid off in one weekend. 189 people that didn't know how they were going to pay their mortgage on Monday because they relied on someone else for their income. You don't have to rely on anybody else. You don't have to give control of your time and your life away, and you have unlimited potential to make as much money as you want to on the internet. You just don't do that in a normal 9-to-5 job. Okay. All right. So those are the reasons why you should want to start an internet business. If you've just been thinking about it, or you've listened to our podcast and you're like, well, that sounds good for them, you need to get off the fence. Okay. You need to go. You need to move forward, and you need to figure out how to do this, because it will change your life. It will change your family's life. It'll change your family tree if you do what we did. All right. All right. So there's your 3 reasons why. Now let's do 7 steps to start an online business. All right. So 7 steps, no cards, no PowerPoints. You're going to have to write this down. Number 1. All right. The first thing you have to do to start an internet business is believe. Okay?
This is a huge one.
This did not used to be in our blueprint for success. Jocelyn and I are not woo-woo people, all right, so much. We're not getting into this. I'm not about to go Tony Robbins on you and give you a big motivational speech or anything like that. But we've realized, especially over the last year, that the main difference between people that succeed and people that take action and people that move forward in the next step with their online business journey are the people that believe it's possible. Look, if you don't believe right now, if you think, what are these people talking about? Is this real? Trust me, we were there. Okay. But we have
was definitely there.
Jocelyn was definitely there. It took me months to hear this wasn't some kind of, scheme or something. But we have over 4,000 posts inside of our success forum, inside the Flip Your Life community, of real people succeeding every day, making money online, getting stuff to market, building their list, building their audience, quitting their jobs. Okay. We just had people in the Flip Your Life community last week who walked in and said, goodbye, I'm quitting my job. This one lady had quit her job about 3 months ago, and she had grown her business, her internet business in that amount of time, so her husband could go quit his job too. These are real stories that are happening right now. And if you want to be cynical and you just want to sit back and say, no, this isn't real,
then you're not ready yet.
Then you're not ready yet. And we can't help you. And that's okay. Go do your thing. We'll spend our time helping the people that are ready.
And 80% of the people are going to be there. They're not going to believe. And those are going to be the people who are stuck at their 9-to-5, doing their same thing day in and day out. And if that's where you are, there's nothing that we can do to help you.
Yeah.
But I think that because you're here, you're not there.
That's right. You're probably in the 20% that's believing, and you just got to figure out how to make it a reality in your life. Just take this house that you're in right now, like this kitchen, this living room. You can't see it, but this is a really big house. This is not where we started. Jocelyn and I sold our house to get an internet business going, and we downsized into a house that was built in the 1930s that was almost half the size of this house that we're living in now. But you were literally looking at the real world. This is the house we live in now because of our internet business. It's 5,000 square feet. We have 30 acres around this property. We have a 10-acre private lake that we own. And you can go on our Facebook page. You can see pictures of it. We were out there today flipping on the balcony in the deck. We didn't start here, but this is where our internet business brought us because we believed. Okay. So how did we start believing? How did it make it real? Okay. This is step 2. After you start to believe, realize a truth. And the truth is, if someone else can do this, that you could do it. So the first thing you have to do is believe, that is possible. They did it. And then step 2 is you have to realize if they did it, so can I. This is what happened to me. When we were trying to find a way to quit our jobs, we did not start an internet business. I was looking at 1,000 different things. We looked at MLMs. We looked at starting a consignment store. We looked at brick and mortar shops. Jocelyn started sewing for a while, which Jocelyn's not good at sewing. So I'm not sure why. It did not work out so well. The sewing thing did not last very long. Okay. All right. So it just wasn't working out. And then one day on my lawnmower, when I was cutting my grass, I heard this podcast about a guy who got fired from his job and started an internet business. Okay. His name is Pat Flynn. And many of you might know who Pat Flynn is. Well, he started selling a study guide online. It was a PDF. People would send him $50 and he would send them the PDF, and he made like $9,000 online. And I reached out to Pat, and I talked to him, and I realized this dude's telling the truth. And he didn't sound that much smarter than me. He didn't sound that much farther ahead in technology or age or wisdom. He wasn't some Midas with the golden touch. He was just a normal dude with a kid and a wife who lost his job and had to figure it out, right? And at that moment, I realized if he can do it, I can do it. Jocelyn and I were school teachers, y'all. We were working full time, raising kids, living paycheck to paycheck. If we could do it, you can do it, okay? People send us all the time. We love our iTunes reviews. They're hilarious because people will say things like, you know, they're nothing special. And it makes me think, if these two simple folks from Kentucky can make it happen, we can too. And like, we were cool with that, man. Like, don't think that we're something special here. Like, we're just people who took action, who believed, who realized if other people were doing it, then so can you. Okay. So step one is belief. This chat room is burning it up right now. You tell me, go tell us how simple and home and just, you know, relaxed we are. And man, if Shane and Jocelyn can do it, these two rednecks from Southeast Kentucky can do it, I can do this too. So, all right, first you got to believe, then you got to realize if someone else can do it, you can do it too. Third thing is commit. You've got to go all in and take action. I could not make Jocelyn do this at first. She did not want to do it with me. So I actually went all in and started this and just crushed it as much as I could. And I failed miserably when I first started. Guys, the first few months you're in your internet business are really hard. But you got to get to the tipping point. You've got to get to the point where all of your hard work pays off and you make that first money online. Our first money online was 11 cents, guys. You know, I'd worked for months and months and had nothing to show for it. Jocelyn was about to like beat me to death because I was spending money that we didn't have, spending tons of time. I had no life, you know, while I was doing this and nothing to show for it. It was really, really hard. And I was about to give up, but I committed to keep going. I committed to keep going. And one night I was looking at my computer and there it was again, zero. We had made no money online. And I kind of prayed and said, God, this is ridiculous. Is this real? Like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing forward. I know there's a way to do this. I'm going to keep digging and something's going to happen. And I went to the bathroom, came back, hit refresh, and somebody had clicked on an ad on our website and we made 11 cents. And I showed that to Jocelyn and I said, this is it. That's even more proof. We believed it was true. We saw for real that someone else did it. We believed we could do it too. And now we had made some money online because we didn't stop, didn't give up, and we committed. And then Jocelyn got on board and built her website. And like 2 months later, we launched our first product and it made $2,700 the first day. And we realized this was going to change our life, but it was only because we committed to taking action. You can't want this. You can't wish for this. You can't say it must be nice for you. You're so lucky.
They have it all figured out.
They've got it all figured out, and I just could never do. Oh, I've got this, and I got it. You can't do that. You got to commit to figuring it out. You got to commit to getting it done, and we're going to give you
patient. It's not going to happen overnight.
And we're going to show you some examples of this here in a little while of some people who committed and fought through to the tipping point and made it happen. All right. So once you commit, once you believe, once you realize it's possible for you, now we get to the real nuts and bolts of today's talk. Okay, so number 4, you've got to choose a problem that you can solve for somebody else. You can write it down or you can burn it into your brain. You build an internet business by choosing a problem that you can solve for somebody else. It can be any problem. Okay, we're not talking about launching a space shuttle or solving world peace or, you know, building a better mousetrap. You just have to find someone that's behind you in a journey, and you have to be able to come in and help them take the next step on your journey. If you do, those people will pay you money every single time. Okay, we had someone come into our community, and they sold Venus flytrap manuals. All right. They were literally, he came to us and he was like, Shane and Jocelyn, look, here's what I want to do. I grow Venus flytraps. I keep them alive and I help other people who can't keep their Venus flytraps alive. People get these Venus flytraps. They don't know how to take care of them and they don't feed them the right flies or whatever they do. And they die, whatever. And we were like, wow, that's weird. We were like, that's the craziest idea I've ever heard in my life. And he was like, no, seriously. And we looked it up, and there was thousands of people searching for this. They would go buy these Venus flytraps, and they would die. He launched a product that made $20,000 selling Venus flytrap manuals. Okay, this is a true story, happened in the Flip Your Life community. You can go read it. That dude posted it, not us. Okay, you just have to be able to solve a problem for someone. The problem there was the Venus flytraps were dying, and he knew how to not make them die. He could solve that problem for those people. They didn't want to waste their investment in their exotic Venus flytrap. Bam, he had a business. I know another guy who had a PDF that he sold for $29, and it was all about keeping goldfish alive. You go buy goldfish. Here's the deal. Millions of people buy goldfish. Nobody knows how to take care of goldfish when they first buy goldfish. You just did it because your kid was walking down Walmart and they saw the goldfish and they said, I want to take the goldfish home. This guy made a manual. He made thousands of dollars teaching people how to keep a goldfish alive. We've got people in our community that are helping people learn musical instruments, teaching people how to par. Okay. We've got people who are showing people how to win more video games on Twitch and YouTube. All right. Fortnite right now. There's a guy named Ninja, and he just plays this game called Fortnite, and he makes like $500,000 a month.
Our kid watches it constantly.
Our kid watches it 24/7. It's annoying a little bit. All right. We got people in our community who have a business about raising multiples. Like if someone has twins, you go to the doctor and you say, oh, is my baby a boy or a girl? And they look at you and they say, it's both. Like nobody's ready for that. You need someone ahead of you to teach you what to do. We've got people in homeschooling. We've got people helping people lose weight. We've got people helping people with relationships. We've got people helping with hobbies. It doesn't matter what it is. You just have to be able to solve the problem. And when someone goes and types into Google, how do I blank? That's the problem. If you can solve it, they will pay money for it.
And a lot of you are probably saying, well, I don't have anything that I'm really good at, but you do, because we are all equipped with what everyone else has. So what you need to do, I tell people this all the time, go to someone who's close to you and say, hey, what am I really good at? Like, what could I help people with? And I promise you, they will tell you something. Go and ask your mom.
Your mom will tell you. Your mom or dad are going to tell you what's good.
Your parents think you're fantastic.
Yeah, don't ask your siblings. They'll tell you, all that. Be careful who you ask. But like
if my kids ask me right now, what's something I'm amazing at, I could come up with probably 2 or 3 things.
Like even our daughter, Anna Jo, she's 7 years old right now. We're going to get into some more examples of this here in a few minutes. But like, she's 7. Like she's not had enough life to really know a lot to do about things, right? But she has made videos on YouTube. Me and her made a video about her egg drop science project, and it got hundreds of views. She did a video that got over 10,000 views in the first month she did it on YouTube. She was like, I wonder what's in this squishy toy. I'm going to cut it open and find out. Well, guess what? All those other kids watching had a problem. Those 7-year-olds were going, man, I really wish I knew what was inside the squishy toy.
But my mom won't let me cut it open.
So Anna Jo said, I can solve that problem. And my parents will let me cut it open and film it and show it to the world. And she made thousands of dollars. We made thousands of views. And she actually made thousands. Yeah. She made like $27, but she made money on that solution to that problem. So everybody's got this. Like if our 7-year-old can do it, and if somebody can make a $20,000 product on Venus flytraps and goldfish, you've got something in your brain and in your life that you can do, that you can turn into a product and solve someone's problem and make money online. Okay. All right. Once you get the next step is step number 5. Once you get that problem that you can solve for someone else, you've got to create the solution. Okay. Now it's really not as complicated as it sounds. There's only 4 things you can actually do in internet business to create your solution. All right. Physical product. It's got dandruff, and you know how to make dandruff shampoo. That's a physical product. You can do that over there. We don't really deal too much in physical products until we get to marketing. Okay. But there's 4 ways to deliver information products, information solutions, how-to solutions to people. Number 1 is one-on-one or group coaching. All right. You are participating right now in group coaching. Me and Jocelyn are experts in internet business. We've helped hundreds of people all over the world, and we are helping you in a group environment. We've got a chat room going. We've got multiple video streams going. You're in a group environment. One-on-one coaching is exactly what it sounds. You work one-on-one to help someone do something. I hire someone right now to take Isaac once a week and practice basketball with him. He's a basketball coach. He's way better at basketball than me. I pay him $25 an hour to do one-on-one coaching. He is taking his knowledge and he is solving my problem. Isaac needs to get better at basketball.
And that one's not on the internet.
It's on the internet.
Could be.
Videos and sell those videos to teach kids online if someone doesn't have a guy like him in their neighborhood. Okay. All right. The second way is through audio, like audiobooks. I mean, if you've ever listened to an audiobook, tell me in the chat room. I've listened to an audiobook. Well, you bought a product. You bought a solution to a problem you were having and you listened to it. You can make videos. We've got a member named Evan Burse, and he makes videos showing people how to draw comic book superheroes. Because there's lots of people out there that want to get into the comic book industry or get in the art industry. And his entire business is based on videos. Okay. We have dozens of videos. We teach a lot on training videos inside of the Flip Your Life community, where the Flip Your Life Blueprint has all of our trainings in a row, step by step. You watch them in a row. At the end of it, you spit out an internet business that makes money. Okay. So we use a lot of videos in our teaching as well. And text, like just straight up typing things. We have a member named Rebecca Decker. Was Dan here? I thought Dan was here earlier.
Possibly.
Yeah, Rebecca Decker, she sells PDFs in her space. Like people pay her to download a PDF, but the information is what's valuable. You know, you think, well, who would pay money to download a file? Well, it depends what's in the file. It depends what problem that file solves. They will pay infinite amount of money for that. I get a newsletter from this guy. I pay $99 a month. He has no membership. He has no training videos. He sends me 5 pieces of paper stapled. Physical product. It's in an envelope, is it not? It's like literally like, and I swear he doesn't even use a word processor. I think he does it on a typewriter. But let me tell you something. I use the information. It's gold. And that $99 a month investment makes me thousands of dollars every single month because I use what he's teaching in the 5 pieces of paper. It's not I didn't pay $100 for 5 sheets of paper and a staple and a stamp. I paid for the information that's in that newsletter. Okay. So one-on-one coaching or group coaching, audio, video, and text. That's it. That's all you got to do. Whatever you know, you transfer it to that people to have access to that. All right. So you create your product. Step 6 is you've got to build a platform. This is where some of you techno, people who are kind of scared of tech kind of get, shy. I got to build a website. I got to start a Facebook page. Might have to learn how to, install a plugin or, record a video and, edit it a little bit. All right. So you've got to build a platform, but this is pretty step-by-step. This is pretty easy. We have trainings for all this inside the Flip Your Life community. It's really, if you can use a word processor, you can do anything you need to do to build the technology, build the platform online, because without a platform, you can't build an audience. You go to a speech, what does the speaker do? They get up on a platform and everyone listens to them, right? Well, you've got to build a platform. You've got to have something where people can find you, and then you can tell them you can solve their problem if they give you money. Okay. All right. We watch these people. Our kids also watch these people. FGTV. I don't know. Does anybody watch FGTV? If you have kids below the age of 12, I bet you watch FGTV. Tell us in the chat. But so yeah, I watch them. But like their platform is YouTube. They do YouTube videos every week. They don't have a website or anything that I know of, and they just really focus on making videos on YouTube. And they have a platform to be able to go get endorsements, advertising, sell things, make money, however they want to. So they built a platform, YouTube, to sell their products and services and endorsements. Okay. All right. So step 6, you're going to build your platform and your audience. Step 7 is you have to learn how to market and sell your products. All right. You're going to hear a lot of mumbo jumbo like sales funnels and hackathons and, all the messenger bots and all these stuff. But really, guys, it's just your strategy for telling people about your product. Okay. Where do you put your ads? All right. What kind of content do you write? And how does your content lead to the product that you're selling and help people solve their problems? Okay. That's what marketing and selling your product is. Once you get to there, guys, it gets really, really fun. That's like what Joss and I spend probably, 80% of our time on is marketing and selling and retention and just making more money and getting more on top of what we've already done. And that's step 7 of the process. Okay, so let me review that real quick. And we're going to start taking questions pretty soon. If you've got a question about anything about online business, anything we've talked about tonight so far, go ahead and put that inside of the chat right now. Jocelyn's going to start collecting those questions so that we can get to them as many as fast as possible. tonight. But you're going to believe that it is possible. It is real. Don't believe the naysayers. Naysayers jobs until they're 70. Okay. Those are those people are too scared to go do something. So they try to hold you back so they don't have to feel bad about what they didn't do. Okay. So you got to believe that it's possible. You got to realize that you can do it. This stuff is simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. And if we can do it and they can do it, you can do it. You've got to commit and go all in. You can't dabble in online business. In fact, don't ever join our community if you're a dabbler. We don't want you. If you're a dabbler, you should sign off right now. You should stop this broadcast and not even listen anymore, because we only work with people who are committed to changing their life and changing their family's future. You got to commit. You got to choose a problem you can solve. That's easy to do. We can help you do that. You've got to create your product and decide what you want to do, build your platform, and you got to market and sell it. Okay. Now, so that's what to do. That's exactly what you do. If you follow those 7 steps, it doesn't matter to me how you do it. All those, you can figure out how to do all those. Whatever you do, that will create an online business that makes money online. All right. So before we get to our questions, we want to get into the nitty gritty of how to do it, right? Because it's one thing to say, I'm committed. It's a whole other thing to look at your life and go, man, I am really pressed for time. When am I going to do this? Or when you look in the mirror and you start saying, well, that's great. I've got an idea. I've got a solution to this problem, but I'm no expert. Who would listen to me? Why would anyone listen to me? When you look up and you say, man, this is for real, but I've got to make an investment in myself and an investment in my business. Where am I going to get the money to do this? Right? We all battle uncertainty. We all worry if, our idea will work, and we all have limited time and resources. Okay. So you've got to solve those problems if you're going to be able to actually do the steps that I just went over. Let's talk about time for a minute. How do you find the time to start an internet business? We were as time pressed as anybody. I was working from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on football and school when we started. Jocelyn was in the library from about 6:30 till about 5 o'clock. And then, by the time we got home, we were exhausted. We were tired. We were taking care of kids, and we couldn't even work on our online business till 10 o'clock. And guess what? We stayed up till 12 to 1 and we did it. Did we get a lot of sleep in that first year? No, we didn't, but we found a way. Let me tell you about a Flip Your Life member named Jeanette Stein. When Jeanette Stein came to us, she said, hey guys, I've got my online business. I'm not making any money online right now, but I want to do this. But here's the problem. I just don't have time to get everything done. I've got 7 kids, 7 children, and her husband were both working full time. Okay. So I basically said, stop making excuses. Let's figure it out. And Jeanette decided to get up at 4 a.m. every day before anybody woke up and get her online business done. And Jeanette quit her job in 3 months after she joined the Flip Your Life community because she committed to making time. Don't ever say you don't have time. You have, how many hours are there in a week?
168.
There's 168 hours in a week. We got them. You got them. President Trump's got them. Beyonce's got them. Everybody's got them. Okay. You have got to find the time to make this happen. Until you do, it won't happen. If you're piddling at it 15 minutes on your break and, you skipped your online business time because Walking Dead came on this week. No, that is not going to get it done. We did it. Jeanette did it with 7 kids. If you ain't got 7 kids, you don't get to make excuses about not having enough time. All right. Jeanette does. Okay. All right. Next is let's tackle that expert enough question. It's one thing to have the solution to someone else's problem. It's an entirely other thing to believe in yourself enough to lead other people. One of the first things that we ever sold was one of my football playbooks. I was a football coach, but I was not a successful coach. As a head coach, I was 2-18 or something over 2 years, right? And one of those wins was because the other team forfeited because they didn't have enough players. And as a defensive coordinator, I helped turn around a program. But we were still 5-5, 7-5, nothing world beater, not winning state championships or anything like that. So I kind of doubted myself and I said, am I expert enough to do this? Who's going to believe in me when they can go learn from Nick Saban or something else? But here's what I realized. People liked my defense. They liked the way I taught it. They didn't want to know how Nick Saban won at Alabama with the best players in the world. They wanted to learn how to win with their 300-pound center that could barely move. Right. And I was an expert at that because all of my players were 300 pounds and could barely move. Okay.
This is true.
True story. We got film. I can prove this. Okay. So I released my playbook and we sold thousands of dollars of those playbooks because people don't care who you are. People don't care about what letters are after your name. They care if you can solve their problem. When that coach is 4-6 and I can get him, and he's miserable every week of the season, and I am just proud when he comes home on Friday night, he's going to buy my playbook. Okay. We had another guy named Brad Barrett. One of my all-time favorite stories out of the Flip Your Life community. Just talked to Brad the other day. He is killing it in his online business. His podcast gets more downloads than us now, so I'm chasing him. He's flipped the script on us, and he's making a lot of money online. When he came to us, him and his wife were time-pressed, working full-time as accountants and raising kids. I mean, he was really miserable, never got to see his children. And his dream was to be able to pick his kids up off the school bus. That's what he wanted to do. Didn't care about making millions of dollars. He just wanted to be able to support his family and pick his kids up off the school bus. So his first idea, he's doing stuff in accounting, thinking about doing budget stuff, kind of like Dave Ramsey. And it just didn't click. He wasn't passionate about it. And I said, well, man, what else do you do? And he goes, well, I'll tell you what, we love to go to Disney. And one time, remember that, we went to Disney for free. And I said, how did for free? If you've ever been to Disney World, tell me it's not free in the chat room, because you know it ain't. And he said, well, I figured out how to travel hack it. I got a bunch of credit cards, saved up the points, paid for the room, paid for the airline tickets, paid for everything else. Okay. So he paid for the tickets, paid for his hotel, paid for everything else with these credit card points. And I was like, how in the world did you do that? I said, I would pay you to teach me that. If I pay you $1,000 to teach me how to do that, because you can't go to Disney World without spending $5,000. And lo and behold, he started selling a course and started teaching people how to do this. And he made enough money for him and his wife to both quit their jobs. And now they do this full time. They teach people how to travel hack. And he wasn't expert. He wasn't the world-renowned travel expert on Instagram. He had done it one time. But that was one more time than everybody that was willing to pay him for his product, right? You can do the same thing. You don't have to be the PhD expert, famous person in your field. You just have to be a little bit ahead of somebody else, okay? And I don't even want to talk about the money. Me and Jocelyn were broke when we started our online business. I told you earlier, we got paid on Friday and it ran out on Thursday, and that was the truth. I remember going into grocery stores and spending money on the credit card to get groceries because we hadn't got paid yet to buy them with cash. That's a true story. And you might relate to that. Okay. Robin Peter to pay Paul? That kind of deal. Yeah. Robin Peter to pay Pool. All right. Robin Peter to pay Paul. All right. But we figured out a way to make it happen. We sold everything but our children, and we thought about selling them or renting them out at least. Okay. We had yard sales. I had this book that was autographed by my favorite author. I had waited 2 hours in line to get his autograph, and then that dude died. All right. He died. I could not get this experience and book back. I couldn't go get another one autographed. I sold it, so I got to have $100 so I could pay for my first online course to learn how to do this. Okay. We had yard sales. We downsized. We sold our house. We had a beautiful house, 2,400 square feet. Had a pool. Hey, if we could cut our mortgage in half, let's go downsize, and we'll live like no one else. So later we can live like no one else. And we did that, and it worked. Money replenishes itself. You get paid every 2 weeks. Money, you can sell stuff. There's always money is the least of your problems when you're starting out. Time is way more important. Confidence is way more important. And I promise you, you weren't as broke as two teachers in Southeast Kentucky, the 48th ranked state of paying teachers in the worst profession of getting paid ever. Okay. All right. And next is just confidence, man. You got to go out and stop wondering if your idea will work. You got to try it. You got to do it. Let me tell you about the weirdest niche market that we've ever had in our community.
I don't know if it's the weirdest. We've had a lot of weird.
It's pretty weird. This is my favorite niche. I don't know if it's the weirdest niche, but I think
the weirdest one was Venus flytraps.
Venus flytraps was pretty bizarre. Right? That one came out of left field, but this is my favorite one. Okay, so this lady named Teresa Perleyberg. She was just on our podcast, but I don't remember what number.
Just a few podcasts
192 ago. Maybe. I don't remember.
I don't know. Listen, we have some podcast ninjas in this chat.
Yeah,
they know the numbers. All
right, podcast ninjas. Find Teresa Perleyberg. Is Teresa here? I don't know. What time is it? I haven't seen her. Teresa's in North Dakota, so I don't even know this to get the sunshine coming up, or if it's open 24 hours a day. Isn't it up near the Arctic Circle or something? I don't know. Anyway, Teresa comes into the community. And she's like, I just don't know if this will work. And I'm like, all right, well, tell us about it. And she goes, well, I have a farm in North Dakota, and I've got a herd of sheep. Now, any conversation that starts with "I have a herd of sheep" is going in a bizarre direction. Okay.
But when you live in Kentucky, I mean,
we live in Kentucky,
right down the road.
And actually, we did used to live in West Virginia, and sheep grazed at the airport at West Virginia, and they had to like shoo the goats and sheep off of it. So maybe it's not as weird as we think it is. But anyway, so she goes, "Well, I got this herd of sheep, and what I do, the thing I do that I'm really good at, is I can shear sheep like nobody else, and I can take that wool, and I can dye it like nobody else, and then I do this stuff called needle felting." And then she explained how needle felting work and sheep have scales and all this stuff. And I can turn the sheep into little animals that I sell those statues. But here's the bizarre part. I started teaching classes on how other people can shear their sheep and turn their wool into statues that they can sell. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. So you're shearing sheep and making sheep statues? And she's like, yes, exactly. And I'm like, and people will buy this, you think? And she's like, I don't know. What do you think? And I'm like, only one way to find out. And listen, we put this out there. We researched it. Teresa did all the work and killed it. And she has a membership of 200 people who pay her for the privilege of learning how to shear sheep
and needle
felt the sheep into tiny animal statues like giraffes and buffaloes and stuff like that. So, listen, I'm telling you, if Venus flytraps and goldfish and shear sheeping statuing is a niche, whatever you've got, she solved the problem. She said, these people were like, hey, I really want to be creative and use this wool that I've got from my sheep in my backyard, and I want to make something out of it. I see her at flea markets. And lo and behold, she created this product. So, all these things are excuses, guys. Time, confident. Oh, I don't know if anyone will listen to me. Money, just doubting your ideas. And we have a saying that we go by. We hold each other accountable for this. If changing your family's future is really important, you'll find a way. And if not, you'll find an excuse. And whatever you do, don't rely on excuses. If you are going to fail, then fail doing your thing. Fail trying. Go out and do your idea. Maybe it will work. Maybe the marketplace will reject it. I don't know. But don't fail because you never did it. Don't fail because you never made time.
It reminds me of what we tell our son, because our son Isaac plays basketball and we go to basketball games and he's always afraid to shoot the ball. And we're like, Isaac, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I know. Yeah. He's like, Dad, I've never hit a shot in the game. And I said, son, you've never took a shot in the game. I mean, no wonder you don't have any points. No wonder you've never even hit. He's like, I've never hit the rim. You've never shot. We're telling you guys, you can't do this if you're going to make excuses. So just forget all those excuses. You've got to make a way to make this happen. It's not that stuff that's going to keep you from making it. It's not trying. Okay. So, all right. So real quick, I'm sure we got questions coming in. Jocelyn's got some pasted here. Go ahead and start asking questions. The video is a little different than the chat. They're not quite in real time. All you people, I got dozens of people watching on YouTube. Ask your questions there. I can get to some of those as well. I hope the feed's not going in and out. Looks a little wonky on our side, but we'll try to repeat ourselves. If you need us to, tell us and we will. But we're getting ready to start a Q&A session. And look, if you need some help with your online business, put fliplifestyle.com/flipyourlife. We've got a membership community that helps you do this. And I'm not going to get all pitchy right now on you. I'm just going to tell you, some annual plan that's $788 a year. You won't find a training program for that price anywhere. And we have dozens of videos. We've got plenty of members here. Ask them questions in the chat right now. We got tons of members of Flip Your Life community. We have the best training. We have a forum. We have coaches in our community. Me and Jocelyn are actually in our community helping people. We do member calls, twice a month, and we're in our forums. But for $788, you can get our annual plan, and that's almost 50% off our new pricing. So, hey, listen, if you want to need help getting over these time issues, money issues, you need help getting over these expert enough confidence issues. Maybe you don't know how to set up a website. We'll teach you how to do it. So you have no excuse. All you have to do is click that link and go join on our annual plan right now. If you don't, say no. Go ahead and log off. Don't waste our time with your questions. Okay. Don't ask a question if you're not serious about starting an internet business, because we're here to help people that are for real. That's what we have dedicated our life to. The reason me and Jocelyn sold our biggest business was to free up time to help more people, to change people's lives. When we quit our jobs, people started asking questions. One of Jocelyn's friends named Lindsay came up to her and said, hey, I'd love to quit my job too. I want to stay home and homeschool my kids. Do you think that I could do what you guys did? We didn't know. We said, sure, why not? Let's try it. So Jocelyn taught her how to sell digital products. and she made enough money to quit her job and stay home and homeschool her little girl. And her husband came up to me and said, that money helped her stay home. It helped us afford a vacation that we didn't know we could afford. And I just wanted you to know I'm investing that money into my dream, which is to get my PhD. And he came up to me at church and said that to me, and it blew my mind away. And when we got in the car, I said to Jocelyn, we can't keep this a secret. If what we did that much to change their life, and it's already changed our life, we could change a lot of people's lives. And we sold out of everything we were doing to dedicate ourselves full time to helping other people do what we did. And that's flip our life by starting an internet business, making money online, taking control of our life. It's real. You can do this. We'd love to have you in our community. But right now, we're going to answer a bunch of questions. Okay. So Jocelyn's going to read out the questions and we'll start answering them. Kenny Embry says the feed is a little wonky. All right. So Kenny, if it does get wonky during an answer, just let us know and we will repeat our answer as best that we can. And the internet is a little tricky in Kentucky. If we always say, if we can do an internet business, anyone can, because we barely have internet here. So, all right, Jocelyn, let's knock some questions out.
All right. Matt says, what would you tell someone who's wanting to start an online business in an area that's super saturated and where there are unlimited superstars in this business teaching and selling their ideas and resources? How can you niche down into something that will reach people through all the noise? You know,
I just had a conversation about this with Greg Hickman, who's a good friend of ours, the other day. We were on Facebook chatting back and forth. And he said something very interesting. Like, we're talking about why people buy things. And what you have to realize is some people hate those superstars. Some people don't like those superstars. In fact, 99% of people don't know who those superstars are. Look, if you know who Tim Ferriss is, the guy that wrote the 4-Hour Workweek, if you took Tim Ferriss and you walked him down our hometown street, there is no one that would know who in the crap this hippie dude walking down the street is. Nobody would know it. So most of these people who we perceive as superstars are not superstars. Most of the time, the niches that we think are crowded are not as crowded as we think. And people don't buy content. They come for your content. They're drawn to you for your content, but usually they relate to the person. Most of our members of our community don't go to other people because they like us, because we're a couple. We're doing our business together. We're raising kids. We're normal people. We're not the millennial superstar who's on stage, at some big conference or something like that.
And it's funny because when we started out, like, a lot of people said to us, you shouldn't start a business for just anyone who wants to start an online business. That's too big. It's too broad.
No, there's already people doing it. You'll never make it. And we make a lot of money doing this. We have our whole business is based on this. When we started out, we were selling lesson plans to schools. Do you know how competitive the textbook market is in public education? I mean, this is seriously like monopoly stuff, like people drawing lines around districts and companies fighting for each other to get in there. And we just said, no, we've got a good product. We're real teachers making this for real teachers. And we've been in the classroom. We are in the classroom. We can do this. And guess what? We dominated the market because people liked our stuff better than the textbook companies. I told you about the football coaching. Football coaching is the most saturated market there is. Everybody and their brother is making a new playbook or a new training video, and they're all doing the same drills. I did something different, and people liked my vibe. I told people, hey, my team was terrible. We were 5-5, and we got to 8-2. Do you want to get there? Well, guess what? About 60% of all teams every year, or half the teams in America, are 5-5 all year that want to get to 7 or 8-2. So they listened to me. They didn't listen to Nick Saban. They didn't let us listen to all these other people. So I would say that you need to dispel that myth. It is a myth. All you need is 100 people to pay you $50 a month, and you make $60,000 a year, y'all. $60,000 a year, okay? All you need is 200 people to pay you $50 a month. You don't have to have everybody. You don't have to be the rock star. You need to find a couple hundred people. That's
as far as like, how to differentiate yourself. I always like to say that I try to zag when everyone else is zigging. And that's what we do in this business. Everyone else is showing people their whatever, their luxurious mansions on the beach and all this stuff. And we're just like, no.
That's stupid. That doesn't help anybody. You know what I mean? Like we do share our success, but it's not like people don't come to you for that nonsense. Okay. They come to you because you can give them a result. And if you give them a result, they'll pay you instead of the other person. Right. But don't assume they've even heard of the other people. Don't even assume
people
that.
get way too caught up in competition. Like if I find, like right now, Shane and I just started the keto diet kind of recently, about a month ago. And information online, so our website first, and I don't even know another website exists. And I like you, and I like what you're saying, and I like the result that you're promising me. I'm going to buy your product
every time.
I'm not going to go and say, well, I don't know. I'm going to go look at 10 other competitors and see. No, if you can solve my problem and I like you, then I'm going to buy what you are selling.
That's right. So don't worry about that, guys. Go get the niche you want and find a few hundred people that like you in that niche. Okay. If there's 1 million people buying something in your niche, you only need 200 of them. Okay. So that's all you got to do.
All right. Next we have
a lot of questions. Great questions too. A lot of great questions.
Sam says, when did you start an LLC? Do you have liability insurance? And what about managing the money?
Okay.
Did you have an accountant?
Sam, I don't know if you have an online business yet or if you're just getting ready to start your online business, but I'm going to tell you a real quick answer to this question. Don't worry about any of the things asked me until you're selling a product online. Don't get caught. We get so caught up in all the particulars.
People get worried about all that stuff.
All that stuff will come. But until you have a product and you're selling it online and you've made money, why do you need an accountant? Right? I mean, you can keep up with yourself on a spreadsheet. Okay.
And that's what we did for a really long time. We did that for probably about 2 years, almost 2 years. I kept up with all of the money on a spreadsheet.
That's the cart before the horse.
We didn't start the LLC until we were in business almost 2 years.
So quit putting the cart before the horse. Believe, commit, start your online business, create your product, build your platform. Once you sell something, maybe I've got some liability insurance. Maybe I got to do this. Maybe I got to do that.
Don't worry about the 1 in a million chance of someone suing you. And I'll say that, and they will. But
worry about the
most of the time, it's not going to happen.
Don't worry about lightning, striking some random place. You go and make your product and help people, and it'll be all right. Okay.
All right. Teresa says, I don't have a product yet. I have an idea, and I'm marketing form or concentrate on my product. I estimate prime marketing time will be July and August. My goal is to have the product not complete, but at least something I can market by July 1st.
Yeah, Teresa, here's the deal. You answered your own question. You should build your product. This is the lie that many gurus tell people. Build a sales funnel. Go ahead, just build it. Go ahead and, build an audience, build a brand, build all these things. You don't have anything for sale, right? You can pre-sell stuff, but you got to have your idea ready to go and ready to create this thing and get it to market as fast as possible. You've got to create your product. We have a product first mentality in our business. If we're going to do something, we're going to create it and then we're going to sell it through our platform.
But we don't always create full-blown products. We always advise our people to do like a partial product or even a coming soon type product to gauge the interest before you go all in on creating it. We've done this with pretty much everything we've ever sold.
And let me call you out here too. So we don't have my community, but if you have an idea, you're not working on it. We don't work on ideas. We work on products and platforms. So if you have an idea, then by the end of next week, you should have a product. You should have it. It should be done. You should at least have a sales page that is going to present everything, what you're going to sell with the first part finished for people to consume when they're doing it. This is not, you don't work on ideas, guys. You have ideas. You make a good gut check on it and you go do it. That you work on the other stuff. Okay. So all of you that are sitting here listening right now, if you're like, well, I've got an idea, I'm working on it. No, you don't. You don't work on ideas, guys. If you just work on ideas in your head, they're never going to get done. You have to start your online business. And Teresa, we've got a course inside the Flip Your Life community that is about making your product. Okay. So if you need a timeline, how to do that and even how to pre-sell it, we've got courses for that. Just jump in the community and you'll have a product within a week and you'll be ready to sell that stuff this summer. Okay. Work on your product and get it finished and get it ready to sell. Okay.
All right. Jennifer says, is it better to start out with the PDF type sell or pay-per-view video file or more like regular lessons? Or is it a matter of what you can churn out more quickly?
I'd say it's what you want to do and what you can turn out more quickly. There's no right answer. So,
well, I think it's a combination of what people in your audience want and what you are willing / able to do. So for me, like, I don't love being on video. So one of my friends texted me and said that I have a resting sad face. So that's the reason I don't like being on video. Okay. So anyway, so, you know, even if my audience, so when I did the librarian website, even if my audience loved that medium and I didn't love it, it probably wouldn't work. So you have to find some combination of what people are willing to pay for and what you're willing to do. And that's sweet spot.
Yeah, though, like literally, I know people with 6-figure businesses that all they sell is PDFs. I know people. I know people that make it with videos. People make it with audiobooks. So it doesn't matter. Just do something. As long as I'd rather you do anything. I don't care what it is. Something done makes money. Things that don't get done don't make money. So if you're wrestling with your idea and not doing any products, you're not going to do anything. So whatever you want, do it. Okay.
All right.
You have resting sad face now.
Yes. No, seriously. Okay. So before we got on the call, I don't know if all of you guys were here when we were talking about this, but I was upstairs seriously at like 8:57.
Sitting in the floor between our children in the dark, trying to get them to sleep. This call
started at 9, and Shane's like texting me. He's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "The kids aren't asleep." And so, yeah, when I came down here and started this call, I was just like, "Oh my goodness." So yeah.
So so we've been here an hour, and we just are now getting settled in. Basically, is what Jocelyn is saying here. So,
okay.
All right.
Let's see. Lewis said, how to pay your end of the month and do monthly payouts, or pay them as you see them come in per transaction.
Affiliates are basically something like if someone sells something for you, for people who may not know this.
So if I have a product, if I have a product and Shane puts it on his website and I say, okay, if you sell my product, I'm going to give you X% or X dollars or whatever. That's an affiliate.
Yeah. You just got to, short answer to this, because it's a little bit high level, but you've got to figure out like when your cancellations come through or carry it forward. So you can pay every month. Like we've got a guy that does sales for us and he's kind of on an affiliate commission like this. And we pay him for everything that came through that month. But if there's a cancellation or anything that happened to that money, I would take it out of his next month. So, you know, there's no right or wrong answer there. Just make sure.
I recommend that when you're doing an affiliate relationship, that you do a very short-term contract to make sure everything's in writing. So that way you can try something out. And if you don't like it, then you can go back and change it. So he also wants to know, how do you know if an affiliate is being honest with you? You don't. You don't.
That's why we don't like affiliates. We don't really do a lot of affiliate stuff.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad business model. It's just not what we prefer. We prefer working together and not necessarily with anyone else.
But there is an answer to this that we do. Like Jocelyn and I kind of have a 10% rule. Like take tracking on anything you track online, your payment. If you know, if it's within 10% of what it looks like it is, you're not going to be able to tell perfect for everything. Okay. You'll eventually know because you'll start losing money. We had a friend who had an affiliate one time. What was it that happened to Jessica? Like somebody was like, she was having a sale, and then he was like targeting people she had already targeted to buy from his link, so she lost money or something. Everything. It's convoluted. But don't trust people. Most people aren't going to screw you.
Also ask for recommendations always. Like always make sure you're talking to someone, and preferably multiple people who are working with that person or that affiliate, and just make sure that they are on the up and up.
I got one from YouTube here. Tara says, do you have anybody in your membership that has a Dachshund blog? I'm trying to start. Is it Dachshund? Oh, is that how it says? Yeah. Dotson? I can't read. What am I talking about? Dawson blog. I'm trying to start one right now. I have a group already in Facebook. Great. She has an audience and a page, but I'm having trouble starting my website. Okay. We have people that do animal blogs. We have an animal trainer who does like agility dogs and stuff like that. So there's lots of people in there for you to mastermind with. And if you're having trouble with your website, we've actually got a WordPress course. You'll have your website done in a couple of days. So it's really easy to do. That's a great niche because there's a lot of people that have that dog. That dog, do something training them or how to take care of them or whatever it is. We've seen people succeed in that niche, Tara. So Tara also says, I want to join the community. Well,
yay.
Stop wanting to join the community. Click that big giant button under the video, or if you're on YouTube, go to fliplifestyle.com/flipyourlife and jump into the community. You can start right now. You'll get instant access to every single course. every single forum. I think we've got a member call next week, so you'll be able to talk to me and Jocelyn again really
and just
soon.
so you know, the member calls are a lot like this. So we get on live twice a month and we answer questions, whatever questions you have. We get to as many as we can in about an hour and a half-ish.
That's right.
Twice a month. So we also get into the forums. So we have community forums where you can type questions. Shane and I get in regularly. I'm in there at least 2 or 3 times a week answering questions. We have a community manager. We have assistants who go in and answer questions as well. So it's not like we just leave you in there off checking people out.
Yeah, we have workshops where you get to work one-on-one with me and Jocelyn. We do those about twice a month. So a lot of things going on in there, and there's no reason not to be in it. I mean, you know, and we're actually raising the price tomorrow. I was going to tell you this later in my pitch or whatever at the end, but you know, we are raising prices. It's going to be $149 a month. We've had a lot of new members lately, and we have to slow down the demand so that we can serve everybody. So we're actually raising prices tomorrow to $149 a month. You can get in tonight for $99 a month. Okay, so that'll save you 33%, $600 a year. And I've said it before, but you'll never find as many trainings. You'll never find the kind of people anywhere else in any online community that you will in Flip Your Life. It's the most we're really proud of our community. We have members in 30 countries, every U.S. state, and it's a really good group of family-focused entrepreneurs. There's a lot of them right here in the chat room. They'll tell you about it. And there's just nothing better than being inside the Flip Your Life community. So if you want to join, fliplifestyle.com/flipyourlife, or if you're click that giant button that says
about it's a V-ish training, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
We have a printed workbok for just about every training module.
I mean, if you ask a question tonight, there's a training for you in our community. So we'll get after that. So we'd love to have y'all. We'd love to have, but remember, don't join if you're a dabbler. Look, it's not going to make a difference. Our life is already flipped, y'all. And you know, we're just trying to help you make an investment in yourself. Like if you join or don't join, that's not a big deal to us, but it is a big deal to you. And it could change your life. It's changed a lot of lives.
And we want you in our community. That's not what we're trying to say.
No, we're saying, but if you're going to be a dabbler, you're just going to, you know, whatever, get in there. If you want to join though, and you're ready to flip your life, it's $99 a month. And you can cancel anytime. If you get in there, you kick the tires and you don't like it, then just don't be in it next month. Like it's no big deal. So, you know, there's really no risk. Just go ahead and join that. And but let's get back to questions.
All right. So another
I'll do the professional webinar internet marketing pitch later. Okay. We're not to that part yet.
All right. So a specific product in your email list.
Okay. So you get what's called a CRM. Right. What's it called?
Yeah, well, you can do it with just a regular email service too.
Like Aweber or something.
Yeah, so it's a little, okay, there are 2 different ways to do it. So if you use like Aweber or MailChimp or one of the email service providers that's their main focus. So there are different ways to do this. I believe that even Aweber and MailChimp are allowing you to tag people now. And what tag means is that you just put like a little piece of code, and it's very easy to do, and just identify people with specific tags. This is kind of like a more in-depth.
Yeah, but I'll tell you an easy way we do it. This is honest to God truth, y'all. We use tags and all that complicated stuff because we've got people to help us do it. But if you want to know what people bought, you just make different order forms for all your products. Like we do that all the time. Like if I use an order form, so you can join the Flip Your Life. The one I know, like that's the one that was used on the webinar. So I know the webinar worked. So it's really simple to do it that way. And just have different web forms.
When I still had Elementary Librarian, and before we went to the big CRM, which is the one we used is Infusionsoft. There are several different ones. That is for further down the road when you're making a lot of money online. But so before I started using those, I used Aweber. And what I used to do is when somebody would buy my product, I would just create a new list of people who had bought my product. And that way I would not send things to those people. So there are ways to do it if you don't want to invest in the high dollar CRM right now, but it's going to be a little bit more manual.
Okay. All right. Next question.
All right. Josh would like to know, how did you migrate from selling lesson plans to coaching people how to make money online?
I was actually told this story earlier. I might have already got to it, and you may have asked this beforehand, but what happened was, you know, look at you when you start, and you know, a lot of people are like, well, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? But then you quit your job and make a lot of money. The next thing that happens is people start walking up to you and going, how did you do that? And can I do it too? And that's exactly what happened to us. I remember when we told everybody we were quitting our jobs, we went to church one Sunday and we were sitting in a small group and we said, hey guys, we'd love for y'all to pray for us. Jocelyn and I decided to both quit our jobs at the same time and go full time in internet marketing, internet business. And you could have heard a pin drop. It was like a gasp. Everybody just jaws to the floor, and it was just bizarre. But one of those people in that room walked up to Jocelyn afterwards. It was a friend of hers named Lindsay, and said, hey, I'd love to quit my job. I'd love to stay home and homeschool my daughter. That's a dream of mine. Do you think I could do what you guys did? And we said, I guess, sure, why not? So Jocelyn showed her how to make some money, make some products. We helped her sell those. And lo and behold, she made enough money that she could quit her job. Still home, still son, and her husband came up to me one day after church later on down the road and said, you know, guys, I've never really thanked you. And he had kind of a tear in his eyes, really emotional conversation in a hallway at church. And he said, that money didn't just let her stay home. It didn't just let my kids, get the education that we want. It helped us take a vacation that I didn't think we would ever be able to take. And I'm actually investing some of that money into my education to get my PhD. That's a dream of mine. And I'm sitting there misty-eyed, like tore up. I mean, we just wanted to sell some digital products and make money. But when I got in the car, I looked over at Jocelyn and I said, we're doing great with our digital products. But man, what we know could change people's lives. Like, it's changed our life. It's flipped our world upside down. What if we could do this for thousands of people? And that's when we decided to get into this space, was to really help other families who were struggling, who were, dealing with bad bosses, who had no time to spend with each other and their marriage was in trouble, had no time to spend with their kids. We wanted to help them find a new way to live, a new way to make an income, to change their family tree. And, we just decided that this was what God put us on this earth to do, was to help people. And so that's how we did it.
Like, I think a lot of people are curious about this. And the fact of the matter is, like, we made a lot of money off education products.
A lot of money. Like, we sold a company for north of $1 million. So, financially, it's not like we didn't have to do this,
but we did it because we felt like it was what we were supposed to do. Like, we wanted to really change people's lives, and we want to make money too. I mean, let's be honest, like, we all have to support our families.
And also too, like, another question that's related to this, some people ask is like, well, why do you charge people for this? Well, number one, it's all we do now, so we're going to charge you for it. Number two, our time is valuable. We know that, so we're going to charge for our time. But no person that we've ever helped for free failed. Because in the beginning, we were telling people what to do, and we would give people free access to our courses. But here's the deal. With no investment, there is no return. And people who pay attention, right? You pay attention to your light switches in your house, because if you don't, it costs you more money. If it was free, I would leave every light in my house on all the time, right? And it's the same thing with this. If we invested, and that's why it made it happen. Like, we invested money we didn't have sometimes to go to live events, to meet people, to take courses, to just figure out how to do stuff. And that investment is what gave us the motivation to move forward. So, we make people invest in this course.
Even our friends and family now, like, we've given it to several people, and
they've always failed.
Yeah, we've had one person that's actually taken some action who we got a special rate.
Yeah.
But up until this point, that's the only one that we've ever had. And, that's why it's so important to us to make sure that people are fully invested and they're taking action to really change their life.
And like, if someone had told me, this is another thing too, like, if someone had told me, and it was really hard for us to figure out how to do this. So the reason we created the Flip Your Life Blueprint, the course that's inside of our training, is because we wanted a step-by-step process that we didn't have, and we wanted to give that to people. And then another thing, we did it all alone. It was terrible doing it all alone. So we decided, hey, we're going to build a community around this course. And we are going to lead this. This is not passive income, set it and forget it. We're too important to talk to anybody. Okay. No, we're going to build a community around it and lead it and put leaders in place in the community to make sure people have the support they need to finish. And that's why that's what it is. And if someone had came up to me and told me, pay me $100 a month so that you can turn around in a year and make millions of dollars, why would you not do that? It makes no sense. So,
and we were figuring it up the other day. We have spent probably close to $100,000 on events,
training for us, just us individually.
Books. Our bookshelf is insane. Like all of the different things that we've done, we've poured into our head, we've studied, we have taken courses, we've gone places to meet people, we've gone to the Philippines.
So basically, it would take
we've gone to
1,000
Boise,
months.
Idaho. We've gone to California twice. We've gone to Dallas, Texas. I mean, when you start adding all this stuff,
I'm going to
it's
California
crazy.
next week to still learn, right? And so it would take 1,000 months to pay what we've already paid for our online business education, and we're giving you everything we know. So
Leah says Boise.
Boise, Idaho. She's from Boise.
Yes,
so.
Boise. Sorry, Leah has actually met us in person in Boise. So,
oh yeah, we meet. We love meeting our members. But like we have live events with our members, and like we were out in Boise for we were hanging out at ClickFunnels headquarters with Russell Brunson and his staff for this event, and we met with Leah and her husband. We were like, "Who flipped your life is in Boise, Idaho?" And we're like, "Leah's in Boise. Let's go to dinner." So
we did, and it was awesome.
Join the community.
And
you
she
may
can
be
tell
eating dinner
you
with us.
that we're totally normal people.
Kenny asks a good question here that follows along this one, and we're just having fun here. Kenny says, aside from Flip Your Life, investing in Flip Your Life, what would you say is the initial financial investment to get a platform up and going? I would think that you're going to be spending, education with us is probably going to be about $100 a month, unless you wait till tomorrow because the price is going up. But you're probably going to spend somewhere around $100 a month on top of that, just if you're starting a business. But the problem is, if you don't have training and you don't have some kind of railroad track to guide you, you're going to end up spending double because you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So $100 a month, that's pretty much what we figure. We've got actually a podcast about that. It's like how to spend $100 a month to start your business. And,
okay, Podcast Ninjas.
Podcast Ninjas, go.
I think it's 14.
Podcast Avengers, assemble. All right.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, but it takes about $100 because you got to pay for hosting. That's $10. You got to pay for something to make sales pages. You got to pay for something to host the files that you're selling, maybe your videos. So, it's going to be about $100 a month to get started. And, we spend a lot more than that now because we have teams and stuff like that. But like, you're going to spend about $100 a month on top of that. So, and listen, don't tell me you're broke. Don't tell me you can't find it. Go sell your Xbox. Go sell your TV. Don't sell whatever. Just get it done.
We said it earlier. If it's important to you, you'll find a way.
Yeah. If you could cut.
We sold our house.
We sold our entire house. And we had a nice house. People thought we were insane. But, that house was 2,400 square feet. We sold it. We lived in another house for 2 years. And now we have one that's 5,000 square feet. So all that investment comes back to you in the end. Don't be afraid to let go of something to get something greater. Okay. But about $100 a month. Okay. All
right. Speaking of Leah, she says a couple of the best things for me about the membership: asking questions in the community and asking questions in the live Q&A. So thank you for that testimony.
And I'm going to I'll show you guys if you want to see. A lot of you are asking questions about the community. It looks like we got some other questions we're going to get to too, but I'll show you guys around the community here in a minute to let you all see what we do in there, and I'll let you look at it so you can kind of see what goes on. Okay, let's get to a bunch of questions. I want to help as many people as we can tonight. So we got another about 30 minutes or so. So let's get as many in as we can.
I've got one over here. This is the last one that I have. So if anyone else has anything,
I've got some over
just
here
drop
too.
it in the chat. Let's see. Sam would like to know, do you have a paid digital download service that you recommend? I used to use one called Easy Digital Downloads. I have not used it in years.
Yeah.
But at the time when I used it, it worked really well and was relatively inexpensive.
What we have found for digital downloading stuff, or letting people watch your videos, is to set up a membership. And you can use a one payment and they get access to it forever if you want. They log in just like you log in on Facebook or log in on email. They log in, go to a page, and you just have it on your own site. That's how all of our stuff is. Like if you join the Flip Your Life community tonight, you'll go straight into the community. You can go to the blueprint, watch the videos, and the files that like the workbooks, you just download them. We host our own files. So, depending on what you're doing and depending on the size of the files, but it's not that bad. It's not that easy. We just host our own stuff because, if you sell 1,000 products, that's 1,000 downloads in a year. But, if you sell 1,000 products for $100, you made $100,000. So, doesn't take up that much download. Okay. Let's see. That's a troll. Hey, troll. How you doing? All right. Let's see. Is the membership, Faye says on YouTube, is the membership model something to consider once my business is more established? Yes, we fully believe that you need to learn how to sell a product first, make your first sales. And then we want to switch to recurring revenue, because if I know that I can get someone on a monthly membership for $50 a month, and I know my average member is staying 6 months, then I know I'm going to make $50 a month from that member for 6 months while I serve that member, right? So my income becomes predictable. It becomes safe. If you've got 1,000 people, then you can predict $50,000 a month, right? Maybe 10% of your audience quits every month, and then you replace them with 10% of people you sold. The membership model, the recurring model, is the safest form of online business. And we do teach that. We have a whole training on the membership mindset and how to set it up. And also you can kind of learn from the magician's hands. Like you can see how me and Jocelyn do it. So yes, I think anybody can start a membership straight away as well. Don't be afraid to launch a membership community first. We just had someone launch last week, and I think they got like 29 members, and their thing was brand new. They'd never sold a product before, and bam, they got a membership. So yeah, membership is fine. Okay. All right. Let's see. Got Troll says, hey, give me $1. No, I ain't giving you nothing. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. Maybe you're just joking around. I don't know. Okay.
Pre-sell your product.
Pre-sell your product. There's your $1. Okay. Go sell something at the flea market. All right. All right. What else we got over here?
Okay. That is the end of the questions here.
All right. So we've had a lot of people asking about the Faye says, thanks. You're welcome, Faye. And if you've got any more questions, we're not going anywhere, but we'll take a quick break from that. I want to make sure that you guys get to take a peek inside of the Flip Your Life community. So I'm actually going to switch over right now if I don't break anything. And because we had a lot of people asking about the community. Where's my mouse going? That's what I want to know. One second. Goes over here. There we go. And this goes over here. All right. So I'm going to show you guys inside of the Flip Your Life community real quick because we've had some people ask. Application window right there. All right. So you should be seeing the Flip Your Life community right now. And if I can make it bigger.
I think it's just because it's the half screen.
Bam. There we go. Yeah. All right. So inside, when you log into the Flip Your Life community, now this is not just a training area. Okay. You can see right now, there are there's like 20 plus people who have been on recently. These people, I've got this capped at 6. That's who's online right now. We got people in the community as we speak while we're doing this. And it's a huge thing with a lot going on. It's like the Facebook of family entrepreneurs, okay? The first thing we do when we log in is we celebrate success like crazy. All these success stories have happened in the last couple of weeks. These are people launching podcasts, started their community, got a couple members. Marnie here got 106 members for a launch. Bruce launched an online store. You know, we got people of all different walks of life. Carolyn, one of our favorite people in the world, she helped us train our dogs. She's got a new course, got her first sales, solid feedback. So, you know, as soon as you log in, you see success stories in the community. Shining part of the community is our Flip Your Life blueprint. You know, this is the exact step-by-step process that we used to start, build, and grow our online business. And y'all, it's so exact and it's so step-by-step and it's so simple to follow. You literally just log in, start at the top, and work your way down. If you've never even started an internet business before and you're just wrestling with an idea, well, you come in here and you set your goals. And then you learn how to come up with the idea that's right for you. We help you do that. When your spouse is yelling at you for starting an online business, we help you get your spouse on board with your business. We help you research your idea. We help you figure out who your customers are going to be. And then we help you design and create your products. Okay.
Is there information about pre-selling?
Yes, there is information about pre-selling. When you look down here in building sales pages, like where is it down here? It's in the sale. We have so many courses. Let me scroll down. So here you're going to create digital products, get your email stuff going on. And here we talk about the sales funnels, right? There's more than one course in every one of these clicks. So when you set up your sales funnel, one of the courses within here is to set up sales pages, okay? So you can see there's sales funnels, masterclass on sales pages right here. We got multiple classes that show you how to do that, how to pre-sell your products, and how to get those going, okay? So yes, there are products in there about that, okay? But we take you step by step in order. This is not random coursework. We want you to follow this plan. Maybe you've already got your product. Well, you just skip that part and you come down here and you start building your platform, okay?
Show them one of the worksheets.
One of the workbooks. Okay, so let me go in here.
So each module has its own workbook.
Let me go get the avatar one. I think it's one of the cool ones. Wait, that's the spouse. Let me scroll up here. Avatar. All right, so avatar is your customer. You can see when you come in here, there's a video training that you watch to take you through a process. We have audio files because we know some of you like to listen on the way to work and things like that. All right, and then we have our downloads, which I'm not sure if it's still gonna. It came to a new window, so I'm not sure if it'll switch to this. Let me see if the Hangout switched the thing. Yeah,
it did.
Okay, cool. All right, so we've got a workbook that guides you through the course. We're not just throwing you into a video here. You actually follow along, and step by step, you start going through what the course is telling you. We help you look all this stuff up. And every single course that we have has a workbook like this to guide you through the process. So it's not just training videos, right? Which we have many training videos. It's all of these courses and these workbooks that go with it. We have transcripts, wall hangers. We have printable guides. You can print the slide deck if you want to go through it. We have links to other master classes that relate to this product. And not only that, but you can come down here and just hit reply, and you can ask a question, and you can get feedback to these from me and Jocelyn and our team. So there's Jocelyn answering a question. We got a link to another product. So you can actually ask questions about the course, about your space, and get an answer for it. Okay. So the Flip Your Life Blueprint is the course area. That's where it is. There's nothing in there about internet business that you can't find. And let me tell you something. If you need to learn something, we will make a course for you sometimes. We make new courses every single month based on feedback from the community. Okay. You got all these social functions and everything else, but not only courses, guys. The real shining star of our community are the forums. We have hundreds of thousands of posts inside these communities. You can go back and watch every member call we've ever done, which have hundreds of questions about online business. And you can go in anytime you want, any time of day, into the general discussion and ask questions. And we have members all over the world who are going to jump in and answer you. Okay. We have coaches and moderators all over the world in different time zones who are answering questions almost 24 hours a day. And you can see here, me and Jocelyn are in the community answering questions. Someone needed help with their autoresponder. Jocelyn jumped in and helped them today. Someone had a fork in the road. Jocelyn jumped in and helped them. Someone was having problems with the Google Keyword Planner. I jumped in and helped them. I couldn't get to some of these questions because this place burns it up. But you can see Matthew had a question here, issues with his member posting, whatever, and 11 other people jumped in to help him solve that problem. Okay. So this community is super active. I've never been in one that's as active as this community. And you can come in and ask questions wherever you are with what your next step are, and you can get answers from people who know what they're doing. But you can also get accountability. We have different, our action plan forum. This is where people go and they post their action plans, what they're going to do, because they're looking for accountability. Okay. They say, hey, I'm going to do this tomorrow. This is what I'm going to do May 6th through the 13th. Someone posted that. Kathy jumps in and says, I got your back. Stephanie says, here's my action plan. Someone holds them accountable. JJ's doing an action plan. Sarah and some other people are jumping in and holding them accountable. We have an awesome community of people that really care about each other and really are in it, not just for themselves. And you're really, really proud of our community, and just so much more stuff going on inside of Flip Your Life. I can't even explain it all right here. Okay. So that's a sneak peek inside of the Flip Your Life community. We would love to have you inside the Flip Your Life community. Let me figure out how not to screen share here. Get back. There we go. All right. So, we are in there answering questions. We've got trainings for anything you need. And I do want to stress, guys, that we are raising our prices tomorrow. This is not like, that's one of the main reasons we had this webinar, because we said we need to tell people we're doing this, and we need to answer any question you might have afterwards. We have never lowered our public pricing. So when we raise this tomorrow, our team's going to start working on this in the morning, and we're going to raise our public pricing to $149. That $99 a month price goes away. Okay. But if you buy it now, we have never raised prices on any members. Our beta members are paying less than that. They joined when we started. They're still paying the same rate. And you will lock in your price at $99 a month, period, even if we raise prices again. And we think we're going to probably have to raise them again in like September or October, because we've got so many people now joining the community. We've got to be able to control that flow so that we make sure people get served correctly. We can hire staff to help more people, things like that. Okay. So we'd love for you to join tonight. All right.
Jennifer's in. Thank you, Jennifer.
Jennifer,
We're
welcome
excited.
to the community. Was that Jennifer Dixon?
Yep. It's going to be
Jennifer
awesome.
Dixon. Jennifer came to a Facebook Live on Friday, and I sent an email on Friday, and I said, ask a question about online business. Jennifer's question like, I don't have a business, but I want a good lead magnet. And it's like, I own a yoga studio, but I can't figure out how to turn it into an online business. I'm like, teach people yoga online, charge them $39 a month for it or whatever.
She's like,
oh yeah, that's a business. So we planned her business halfway on a Facebook Live, but now we're going to help you execute it. Okay. So we're going to get that done. All right. So awesome. Tara's getting in. Hey, Tara, we'd love to have you. The community grows. Makes me happy. It's like an angel, the bell rings.
We love our community. We have so much fun. You guys need to join us on our member calls. We have them around the 15th and 30th of every month. We have so much fun on those calls. Like, we're just,
it's a blast.
Crazy.
Yeah. We love the forums. Like, we really consider it like an extension of our family. We call it our Flip Your Life family. We call our live events that we do publicly family reunions. We call them, live events. Like, we're doing one in Nashville. If you join tonight, we'll give you all the information. So maybe you can join us in Nashville, but it's almost sold out. But we've got a huge event, and it's the Flip Your Life Family Reunion, Nashville, Tennessee. And so we love you guys, and we are going to help you do whatever we can to flip your life. So make sure when you join tonight, you get in there and you ask questions and tell us what you need, and introduce yourself as well. Okay.
All right. So you can just head over to fliplifestyle.com/flipyourlife to join the community tonight. Let us know if you did join so we can give you a shout out on here.
I think we got some more questions too. What did Matt ask?
Well, I kind of answered it in the chat.
Well, just go ahead. Let's do it for everybody else too.
He wanted to know, how do you make your product or service have longevity and appeal to a member for a long time so that you don't only get them for a few months?
Oh,
so
good question.
I was saying,
she's the retention person in our business.
So I was saying, when you first start out in a membership site, it's important to only have pretty much one retention strategy, because if you get too many things going on, it gets really overwhelming. And that's the point that I'm at right now. I am very overwhelmed with retention strategies. So don't go there just yet. Okay. So what you want to do, a lot of people do it with content. So they'll have some type of new training that comes out once a month, or a new something that comes out once a month. Like the one Shane's a member of, he was talking about earlier, they send a piece of physical mail once a month. So that's one way to keep people engaged.
Yep.
Another way is to do a live training portion, which is what Shane and I do twice a month. That's one of the retention strategies that we use. There are others, but
let people have access to you. I was at a conference one time, and like Jocelyn said earlier, we zag when other people zig, and usually we get advice, but then we're like, maybe we should do the opposite of that. But a very well-known internet marketer who I will not name, I was telling him, hey, yeah, we're in our peeing, we're answering questions for people, it's going good. And he goes, well, you can't do that. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, you've got to build a wall between yourself and your customers. You got to get other people. It's bad positioning, bad stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, but why would they join if they don't get to be led by the leader? He goes, oh, yeah, you have your people. I'm like, that's exactly what we want to do. So we did the opposite. We try to make ourselves more accessible, because that's the best retention strategy. And I'll tell you, the best retention strategy too is to get people results. Like, we have members. We just did a member call. No, we did a podcast last week with someone who had been a member for 3 years, y'all. And that was just an awesome experience, talking to someone who'd been in that long and learning, and it was because we got them results and we helped them. So get your people results as best as you can, and they will stick around for a long time.
And then, once you have an established membership site, there are other things that you can do. These are things that we're starting to get into now.
You can also do this with digital, like people, and it's not just membership. Like people, if some product, you just have to sell it to them, right? So if you sold them step one and you want someone to buy it next month, make step two. Jocelyn did that with her lesson plans. She didn't make them all for a year. She didn't start a membership site until later. She said, here's September.
Do you want to buy it?
You want to buy October?
And then if people bought September, I made October. And that's what I did the entire year. So yeah, there are different ways of going about it. And that's something that you can definitely talk to people in the community about. Brandon would like to know if the annual price is going up as well.
Yeah, yes. The annual.
I told him you're the sales department.
Yeah,
so I had to talk to you.
The annual price is going up too, but my team is actually scheduled to raise the monthly stuff tomorrow, because we have it in a lot of different places. So the monthly stuff is definitely going up tomorrow. It might be Tuesday to get that annual price. But the annual price is going up. I think it's to $1,000. So you can save a few $100s right now if you get the $788 price for the annual plan. But I know the monthly will be like either. but I don't know exactly what time because I don't do that. But
Dan is in. Welcome,
hey, Dan. Welcome, Dan. Welcome, Jennifer. Welcome, Tara. And the family grows. But yes, that $788 price is available tonight. It might not be available before Tuesday. Okay.
Faye, I think it says.
Faye, what did Faye say? Faye, do you have? Faye says, do you have other members in the United Kingdom? Yes, we do.
I believe we do.
We have quite a few members in the United Kingdom. We have tons of members in Australia. We have lots of members in Canada. We have members in Mexico.
Different time zones.
We've got a lot of other members too, Faye, in Europe, right? So it's not just the United Kingdom, but we do have the United Kingdom people. And we actually had someone who did we have on the podcast recently about the music or the education in the United Kingdom? Ah, dang it.
Oh yeah, I can't remember, but we did have some.
Faye, get in there, and our community manager Kat, or our community coach BJ, or our customer service girl. She's amazing. Her name is Kitty. Kitty.
Confusing.
It's a little confusing. Check with them. Just ask them about the people in the United Kingdom. And when you get into the Flip Your Life community, there's regional groups, so you can go into groups and like look for like Europe. And you'll see people that are in there as well. But we will put you in contact and touch base. We'll connect you with some people that are in the United Kingdom. We've got people in there. Okay. So yeah, we've got people all over the world. It blows our mind that our little Flip Your Life family has we had somebody from Iceland. We had someone from Iceland join the other day, Indonesia, Vietnam, which I mean it's crazy seeing like when I look at the map about how many people and where they're at. It's crazy. Another question. Tara says, what is the difference between a monthly membership and annual? Do you have to buy both? No. Both memberships get you access to pretty much almost 99.9% of everything. Okay. Sometimes the annual people, we like to reward commitment and commit to yourself, and you commit to the community. We kind of like to reward that. So sometimes we will let them have like a little bit, like they get like a 24-hour notice when we're going to sell a live event ticket or a workshop or something like that. Right. So they can get a little bit more like to the front of the line type things. And you're going to save a little bit of money too. But so yeah, mostly it's just to save you money. I mean, it's just a percentage, And like you said, we like to reward commitment. If you're willing to commit to us to a year, we're going to give you a little bit of a discount. Exactly. And you're committing to yourself, you're going all in when you say, for the next year of my life, I'm doing this. So we think that there should be a little bit of reward like that. Sometimes we'll do a goal setting call with our annual members. So they do get a few perks. Secret perks, but it's like the main thing is so you can save some money and get in and get everything you need. Okay. All right. So are there any other questions over here? All right. I think that's it. Okay. That's it. So guys, listen, we really appreciate you guys being here. And more importantly, we want you to succeed. Like we didn't quit our jobs and sell all of our businesses that helped us quit our jobs so that we could just do this for fun. We did it because we really believe we are living in the greatest time in the history of the world. You have the power from anywhere you are, if you have an internet connection, to make your own living, to control every minute that God has given you on this earth, to spend more time with your family and spend more time with your kids. And it's all because of starting an internet business. If you start an internet business, you can grow an internet business. And if you grow an internet business, you can flip your life. You can take control of your life. And we really would love to help you on your journey. This is a family-focused environment. Like we're not here being selfish or greedy or talking about billions of dollars and who we're hanging out with. We're real people with kids and lives who are building online businesses together and helping each other do it. We have all the trainings that you need. If we don't have it, we'll make it for you. Okay. And we will do whatever we can to help you flip your life. Make sure you join tonight. The price is going up tomorrow. It'll be $149 a month starting tomorrow. Okay. On our sales page. So I don't know when that's going to happen. It could be 9 a.m. Could be tonight. I'm not talking to the people that are going to change it. So I'll figure it out. But join right now. I know for the next hour and 20 minutes, you can get the $99 a month price. That's locked in forever as long as you keep your membership. Even if we raise prices in the future, even if we add courses in the future, even if we add new support services in the future, you will get access to everything forever. And that price is locked in. Or you can save a bunch of money. It's $788 for an annual plan. That saves you on the $99 price, a couple $100. And that's going to be almost half of what the new annual price is going to be. So we would love to have you in our community. We will help you in any way we can. And we're here for you. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's been fun. Do whatever it takes to flip your life. Stop thinking about it and
Do
get
it.
out and do it.
Take action.
Bye. See you later.
Bye.